All right, so I want to talk a little bit, probably probably on something that I'm not qualified to talk about. Definitely on something I'm not qualified to talk about. Probably punching a little bit above my weight class here because this is not something I have a deep understanding of. It's something I have a general understanding of, and I'll be honest, I don't even remember if I've read the whole book or if I've only read parts of it. But it's a story that I know the cliff notes of, and I understand the point of it. I should probably read it before I talk about it, but we're going to talk about it anyways because I want to, because I think it's important. So recently, my father and I were having a conversation, and the conversation went from the job market being trash to the spying on us through Flock to all the just all the chaos in the world. And my dad said to me, "Your life would be so much easier if you just played by the rules," referring to a job that I lost because I was carrying a gun and they had a zero tolerance policy for people carrying guns. I don't care. I'm gonna carry a gun. I want I want the ability to defend and help people. The same way I have a trauma kit with me, I have a gun with me. I want the ability to defend life. I want the ability to help people. I want the ability to take care of people when things are real bad. And my dad says, if you just follow the rules, your life would be so much easier. Um, Talking about laws that make no sense, talking about flock cameras, talking just all this stuff. And he says that. He says that if you just followed the rules, your life would be so much easier. And it got me thinking about people that don't have easy lives. And I was listening to a song, and the song mentioned Job, which, if you don't know who Job is, in the Bible, Job is a relatively wealthy man. He's devout, he's faithful, and he does everything right. He checks all the boxes. He's that guy. He does it all right. But his life isn't easy because Satan makes a deal with God, saying that if I can just test one person that believes in you, and I'm paraphrasing here, if I can just test one person that believes in you, I bet they'll break. And God goes, test Job. Try that guy. You ain't gonna break that guy. That dude's rock solid. You're not gonna break it. And Satan takes everything: his children, his wife, the animals on his farm. Job was a rich man. He lost everything: his family, his wealth, everything. And all Job's friends said, Job, you did something wrong. God is mad at you. Whatever you did, you pissed him off. You gotta fix it. And Job said, nope, I didn't. I did everything right. I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know why this is happening, but there's got to be a reason for it. Job got sick. Job got covered in sores. He couldn't sleep. His life was miserable. And Job, while all his friends are saying, Job, you did something wrong. You did something that pissed God off. Job's like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I did what he wanted me to do. I don't know why this is happening, but it doesn't matter because I did everything that I was supposed to do. I did it all right, and I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not gonna say God's mad at me, so I don't like that guy anymore. I'm not gonna turn my back on God. I'm gonna say no. I did everything right. Whatever the reason is, I might not understand it right now, but I will one day. And Job stuck it out, and Job eventually got a chance to ask God, God, what happened? I did everything right. What happened? And God said, Job, you were being tested. You were my strongest warrior, and you won. You did exactly what I needed you to do. I knew that you would be the one that wouldn't break. I knew that you would be the one that would stand by my side no matter what. I chose you because I knew you could do this. And then Job got everything back. The children, the money, the wife, everything came back to him. So when my dad says, if you just played by the rules, things would be a lot easier. I don't necessarily care to have an easy life. I want to have a righteous life. I don't care if my life is made hard. I don't. If my life is difficult because I choose to carry a firearm to defend innocent life, then make my life harder. If I lose a job because now, don't get me wrong, the most recent job I lost, that was just sheer stubborn, I'm being an asshole, I'm being pedantic. That was all on me. I told them the truck's not safe to drive. They said, get it back to the shop. I said, okay, I get it back to the shop. And it made it back to the shop. Just a charred ember of a truck, but I digress. That's not what this is about. The job I lost because I was carrying a gun. I was carrying a gun because I wanted to protect those around me. I wanted to protect the people in that building. I wanted to protect the people at that job. I wanted to protect my customers if anything happened. I wasn't carrying a gun because I want to run around intimidating people, pulling my gun on people. I never do that. I never have done that. Well, there was one time. There's one time I did, but I digress. I don't run around harassing people with my firearm. I don't run around making people's lives harder with my firearm. I go about my business. I mind my business and I do my thing. And yeah, I lost my job over it. It was a damn good job. Made 70 grand a year and there was still room to move up. It was a once in a lifetime kind of job as far as I know. But I stood on my principles and I stood on my morals, just like Job. When Job lost his wife and said, nope, I did what God wanted. I'm not going to turn my back on it. I believe that I have been called to defend people. I've been called, and I'm not saying I'm the best defender of people ever. I'm not Trump. There's no one better at defending people than me. No, there's a lot of people better at defending people than me. But I'm going to do everything I can to be the best that I can. I'm not a big fat fuck. Am I the best runner? No, I'm not a good runner. But I'm expanding my abilities to help and defend people. And in more ways than just, I can fight the guy who's trying to rob you. I'm expanding my ability to protect people, learning about things like VPNs, even telling people about, hey, use Brave because it has a VPN. It will protect your information. It's anything I can do, I want to do it. If I can help someone in any way, I can do it. And the reason I carry every day, the reason I carry medical with me all the time is because I want to be able to help people. I always want to be able to help people. Even if it's just the neighbor kid got a cut and it's like, hey, don't worry about it. I got special Band-Aids in my car. And I give the kid one of those Band-Aids and they're happy and everything's good. And that's happened. But my point is, if that leads me to a life that is difficult, I'm okay with that. I'm more than okay with that. I am more than willing to be poor if I have the ability to help people. I have one brother who makes an immense amount of money. And the only person he cares about is him. Now, obviously, I'm being a little facetious. He loves his family, but he's willing to help people. But he's not willing to carry a gun for your safety. He's not willing to die for your safety. He's not willing to put it all on the line for you to live a good life. Neither is my father. I am. My other brother is. We are the kind of people that if this makes my life harder, so be it. If I get caught carrying my gun somewhere I'm not allowed to carry a gun, so be it. I'm still going to carry it because I wanted to protect people. Life is valuable. Life is worth keeping. Life is worth protecting. And I'm going to. Just like Job didn't turn his back on God when things got hard. Job said, no, I did the right thing. When I got fired from that job, making 70 grand a year, I said, no, I did the right thing. You're wrong in firing me. Okay, yeah, I broke the rules, but the rules restricted me from being able to help somebody in the event of a catastrophe, in the event of a disaster, in the event of a worst case scenario. Someone comes in this building with a rifle trying to kill everybody. And I have the ability to at least try. You've taken that from everyone else. You've taken the ability to try from everyone else. I'm going to break your rule. I'm going to try. Because it's the right thing to do. We need more people like Job. We need more people that'll say, no, this is the righteous path and I'm going to walk it. Damn the money. I don't care about the money. I never did. I never will. Money means nothing to me. I despise money. Because it makes people awful. It makes people act awful. I know people that as soon as they started making money, they act like they're so much better than you. They act like they're bigger and better, and no, I'm the fat cat now. And they start treating people terribly. I know I've met people that have more money than you can imagine that are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Money makes weak people terrible. Weak people get money and they start acting a fool. You get people that are strong in their convictions, like Job, for example. Job was rich. Like rich. Like the amount of land and animals Job had, he was like big ballin' rich. Job wasn't the fat cat in town. You know, Job was like Elon Musk. I don't know exactly how rich he would be. I don't know who the best millionaire to compare him to. Maybe he was Bernie Sanders rich. I don't know exactly where he was on the hierarchy of rich people. But you get my point. It's like this dude was that kind of rich. He had that kind of money. He had that kind of land and wealth. And Job was loaded, and Job still said, take it. Take it. God's got my back. I don't need it. God will figure it out. Me and God got this. And this isn't supposed to be me telling the story of Job. I'm definitely not. I'm not doing that justice, and I'm not claiming to do the story justice. I'm just using the story of Job as a point. The story of Job is a reference here, not this is a biblical, accurate retelling of it. Job never gave up. We have people that give up if it rains. I've met people that won't drive a car in the rain. If Job were alive today, Job would drive through a hurricane. Because what's the worst thing that's going to happen to me? God takes care of me because I am faithful. God is good to me because I am faithful. And the worst thing that's going to happen is I'm going to go live eternally with God. So bring it on. And there is something to that. Call it all bullshit. Call it all. Say it's the most real thing that's ever been written down. It's the most fake thing that's ever been written down. Whatever your stance on the Bible is, it doesn't matter. If you read the story of Job, whether you read it as historical, accurate depiction of something that happened, or whether you read it as historical fiction, something that happened in another world, if you look at the Bible the same way you look at the Lord of the Rings, you can still learn from Job that even when life is hard, putting your faith in something and saying, no, I can get through this. I can do this. I can get through it. I don't need to give up. I just need to keep going. I just need to keep going. I can push a little bit harder. I can do a little bit more. Whether you see it as real, this happened, whether you see it as fake, whether you see it as this might have happened, I don't know. Whatever you see it as, however you view the Bible, doesn't matter. You look at the story of Job and you see a man who never quit, a man who, despite losing everything, still said, I'm not done. God didn't tell me it's over. He didn't ring the bell yet. This fight's still going on. This is Apollo versus Rocky. We're not stopping. Until that bell rings, this fight ain't over. If you remember the first time Rocky fought Apollo, he got the shit beat out of him. But he didn't stop. He refused to give up. And there's something about that. There's something to that. That just enduring the hard times and moving through it and just, now I got this. I got this. I can do this. How many movies have been made about the good guy doesn't win in the end? Look at Rambo, for example. Rambo doesn't win in the end of First Blood. It's kind of it almost feels like a Pyrrhic victory. Like, yeah, okay. He killed all the guys that were giving him a hard time. He won the fight, so to speak. But that monologue at the end, where he says, it wasn't my war. It wasn't my war. I fought this war and it wasn't even mine to fight. And my friends are dead or hurt or missing legs over this. It wasn't mine to fight. But we did it. We never gave up. We never quit. Because we were told there was more. We were told that there's something good for us at the end of this. No. Rambo didn't win in the end of First Blood. The original script called for Rambo to kill himself. Sylvester Stallone said, no, I'm not doing that. Sylvester Stallone didn't want to portray our veterans as weak like that. Sylvester Stallone said, no, these are men that deserve honor. We're going to change the script. And it's a good thing he did because it became one of the biggest selling movie franchises, I think, ever. I think Rambo is one of the biggest selling movie franchises. It's a name that everyone knows. If you go anywhere and you talk about, oh, I just want to be the guy off in the woods, what are you, Rambo or something? If you learn how to fight, oh, what are you, Rambo all of a sudden? You know, anything you do, you get compared to Rambo. If you talk about a Green Beret, the first thing someone's going to say, oh, what, like Rambo? Yeah, like Rambo. My point is, this is a story that's been told over and over and over again. Whether it's Job, whether it's Rambo, whatever, doesn't matter. Vin Diesel in Fast and Furious, he doesn't ever give up because he's got family. Make fun of Fast and Furious all you want. It's fun to make fun of. Vin Diesel never quits in those movies because he's got family. Job never quits because he's got God. Rambo doesn't quit because Rambo just likes that. Rambo just likes that life, I guess. I don't know. But my point is, it's a story we tell over and over and over again. From the first time we could write. And we just give up so easily now. We give up on everything. I mean, look at our society. Everything's meant to be thrown away and replaced. Look at how many people, as soon as there's a slight issue with their car, they trade it in on something else. You just give up on it. Nope, done with it. I've driven more cars until they are completely not fixable. I have a cost-benefit analysis where eventually I'll say, okay, it costs me this much money to fix the vehicle. I bought the vehicle for this much money. I've owned it for this many years. Okay, I'm willing to let this go. For an example, my F-150. I had an F-150 for a long time, probably 5 or 6 years. Longest I've ever owned a vehicle. And I am notorious for driving vehicles until they die. I will buy a shit box and I will drive it into the ground. And when it's at a point where, okay, I've got 4 years out of this car. I put any money into it, it still needs a bunch of other work. It's not worth fixing anymore. Now I'll let it go. But that's a vehicle that someone said, oh, it has some rust on the fenders. I'm going to get rid of it. Why? Fix it. And then it's something that I buy and I fix up and I go, okay, good enough. I'll drive this for 4, 5, 6 years. Put some faith into something. Because in this society we live in this world we live in today, nobody has faith. Nobody has anything that they put their nobody has a basket to put all their eggs in. So what do? When there's too many eggs, they just start throwing them. I don't care. I can only carry 5 eggs. I've got 15. So I'm just going to throw these 10 eggs. Instead of putting these eggs in one basket and saying, this basket will carry all my eggs, we go, no, the basket's not real. That basket isn't real. That basket won't carry my eggs. It might. We have no faith. We have no belief in anything. We have no reason to not say, nah, I give up on this thing. I give up on this thing. Whether it's an old car, whether it's a hard task, whatever it is. We give up so easy. And Job never did. And Rambo never did. I mean, even look at Sons of Anarchy. Even Jax at the end gave up. But until the very end, Jax never gave up on the club. Jax never gave up on the club. Even though he gave up on his survival, he never gave up on the club. He gave up on, oh, I fucked up. They're going to have to vote, and that vote is going to lead to me being murdered. I give up. I'm going to do this on my own. But even at the very last minute, when Jax said, I'm going to take myself out, I'm done, he still didn't give up on the club because he went and committed a bunch of murders that freed the club from charges that were coming their way. Even at the very end, his last breath was him saying, okay, I've done everything I can do. It's time to go home. I'm done here. He didn't give up. He gave up on his life, yes. He killed himself. I mean, driving headfirst into a semi is a hell of a way to go. That's not necessarily how I want to go out, but he didn't give up on the club, the one thing that he had faith in. Jax was the Job of the Sons of Anarchy motorcycle club. No matter what came his way, he will figure it out. He made deals with feds to get immunity for the other gang members and then killed those feds before they could file all the paperwork so that people didn't go to jail and still got immunity. Now, I don't know if that would work in real life, but I mean, that's some thinking there. That's some, I'm willing to do whatever it takes for this club. Jail? Fine. Prison? Fine. The rest of my life? Fine. Kill me for all I care. But I ain't giving up on this club. And that is the level of determination. That is the level of I won't quit that we just don't see anymore. We don't see it anymore. It's I mean, even Batman doesn't give up. He gets thrown in a hole with a broken back and learns to rock climb his way out of it by himself. There's some people that are helping him, but he watches how people climb, trying to get out of the hole. He sees where people go, and he pays attention, and he notices, okay, these are the kind of things I need to look for. These are the kind of formations in the rock I need to look for. I need to build my grip strength. I need to get myself strong enough to climb up out of this hole. And what does he do? He climbs out. Or is that Iron Man? No, that's Batman. Whatever. Regardless, I digress. We have the stories of people doing it, but we don't do it ourselves. We need to start doing it. We need to start saying, no, I got this. And that's something I've learned while I've been looking for work. It's never been, I haven't been sitting here going, oh man, if God loved me, I would find a good job. I've been sitting here going, I'll find a job. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, it sucks right now because money's tight and bills are late and things aren't going well. And my mother's bought me groceries 3 times in the past 2 months. It's nothing I wouldn't do if I had kids that were in this situation. It's you just don't give up. You just keep trying. And the people that want to help you will help you, and the people that don't want to help you won't help you. And there's nothing you can do about it except say, okay, and keep going. You just got to keep going. But anyway, that's all I got. I just wanted to talk about that because it was something that was on my mind when because I'll be honest, I've thought about giving up a few times. I've thought about just taking what little money I have and I'm just gonna go on a trip. Just gonna take my bike and just go on a trip. And I don't care that I don't have any money left. When I get somewhere, I'll figure out a way to make some money. Work under the table somewhere, make a couple $100 and go on my way. I don't know. I don't really have a plan, but I decided, no, I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna stick this out, and I'm gonna have faith that something good's coming my way, and I'm gonna hold out for it. I'm gonna have some hope. That's all I got, though. So hope. That's all we got. So let's hold on to that a little bit better, and let's hope for the best. Anyway, that's all I got. I'll see y'all in the next one. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you didn't mind that this was not the normal subject of conversation. I'm just kind of fed up with the politics of it all lately. War with Iran is ramping up and gas is getting more expensive, and I can only scream about it so many times before I have to say we can't be negative like this all the time. We have to talk about something that isn't super negative and depressing and angering. We have to talk about something that's positive, and this is that. And there might be more of this. So anyway, that's all I got for you. I'll see you all in the next one.